Hello everyone, this is Charlotte. This is a podcast called Chatting in Cars. You're going to have fun with my voice today because I barely got one. So I've been sick for the last week, so listen closely if you can. My kids haven't been able to hear me at work, so this is pretty fun. They're just like, shut up, you know what I mean. Alright, so this is a podcast where I talk about random topics while I drive to work. Hopefully you can hear me. There's a disclaimer at the start of this podcast because I do swear and I do talk about random topics, so I won't necessarily stick to one topic. I do tend to wander, so if you don't want to hear me talking about weird shit, I suggest changing the channel. As you can see, I've decided to work today. I work anyway. Sick, dead, dying, bleeding. I'm still gonna work, so you know. It's one of those fun things about being an adult. You don't have a choice really, unless you get sick leave, and we don't. So the topic for today, which is funny that I've chosen, is recovery. It's not just talking about, injury recovery. It's talking about psychological, emotional recovery. Why it's important to spend time. Ooh, empty intersection today. Nice. Thank you, Universal Mum. It's important to talk about taking time to heal, which I'm not doing, rather hypocritically. At this point, I've scheduled to be sick on the weekend, so I'm not doing it today, even though I've been fighting through it for about a week. I'll schedule it in on Saturday. It'll be all right. As you can tell, at least I've got somewhat of a voice today. I didn't have anything yesterday and the day before, so kids were having a riot of a time just overriding whatever I said and told them to do, so little dicks. But it's funny. But they were quite nice actually, because they knew I was sick and they were like, Miss so-and-so's sick, let's be nice and look after her, sort of thing. It doesn't always happen that way. You could be having the shittiest day and the kids will be like, right. Actually, no, I did have an incident yesterday where the kids were being turds at recess. I had a group of boys who thought it was hilarious to bang on the windows and doors and then run off. On the upside, I scored 2 free muesli bars out of it, so someone thought it would be funny to throw muesli bars in the room and ditch. They were quite nice actually. I ate them for lunch, but stupid shits. I should have eaten it in front of them, but no, they were taking the piss, and obviously they didn't want it, so it's like, chuck it in, see if we get in trouble, see if she shouts. I don't shout. I don't know what they thought what kind of a teacher I was, because I was relieving for a fairly newish school to my list. But I'm like, I'll wait till you're gone. I've just scored 2 free muesli bars. I'm like, sweet. Of course, they still got in shit with one of the older teachers who was established there, but I'm like, I don't mind. This is pretty weak in comparison to what my kids at my other schools do when they want to get in shit. So, they thought it was hilarious. I'm going, this is not hilarious, this is just a bit silly, maybe a little bit annoying, but generally I don't give a fuck. Not really fazed by that kind of stuff. Bringing shanks to school I am, which has happened, or kids sit there making shanks in fucking class because one of the kids is annoying them. I'm like, this is the level I'm operating, guys. Trying to piss me off by knocking on windows and doors doesn't do it for me, okay? You're gonna have to try a bit harder. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. But no, I found that hilarious. It actually made me laugh a bit, because then I sat down and they thought that I was pissed with them. I sat down with them at sport because they had to get kicked out of the sports class because they were being dicks again. And I'm just sitting there discussing about what's going to happen with their life if they keep being little assholes. And I'm sitting there going, I know exactly where this goes. And one of the guys was telling me about how he keeps getting suspended and stuff like that. So it was a nice little discussion about life choices and consequences that sort of relate to the adult world once you get out there, and what seems like silliness now as a kid and fucking around translates to really serious things when you get older. So it was nice though. It was more of my pastoral care side of things, which I prefer, to be honest, compared to the admins setting up net land testing and shit like that. I prefer the pastoral care side of things, because I love my kids and I don't want them to get in shit. And if we can set them up for, you know, a good time, like good behavior now, they'll have a better life as an adult. So I think that's what we should be pushing. And that starts with the mental, psychological stuff, rather than, you know, forcing them into rules. These are the rules, without any kind of explanation or referral into what it could be in the adult future for them if they don't do the right thing. A lot of the teachers, like the one that blasted them for doing it, was this tiny little chihuahua of a woman, receding hairline and balding. She's like, meh. And I'm sitting there going, you don't scare me. She's like half my height, and I'm 5'4", so the kids are looking at her like, I ain't fucking listening to this. But it's like, I'm sitting there like, dude, take it seriously. But you know, that's just, they set the rules where it's so strict, and there's no explanation as to why, and the kids need the why, because they just see someone telling them off and you're wrong, and they don't see the why of why they're wrong and what the consequence could be. And so it's nice to have the discussion, like the aftercare kind of discussion where you're talking about what could happen in the future if you keep going this way, keep doing these things. I hope my nose doesn't drip today. It was running all the other day. Gross. But they need that enrichment. They don't just want people telling them you're wrong, because then it's just an attack, isn't it? It's confrontational. They don't understand why they're wrong, but they just assume I'm wrong, therefore I'm bad, therefore I'll keep doing this because apparently you've created this identity for me where I can do no right. And I'm sitting there going, no, in this instance you might have been wrong, but I can understand where you're coming from and why you did this. And he wouldn't snitch on his mates, and I'm like, I can see why you wouldn't snitch on your mates, because, you know, snitches get stitches and all that shit, and we grew up with it too. But at the same time, these are the same fuckers that will bail on you when you become an adult criminal. If they can get a plea deal, they're going to fuck you over. So I really wouldn't hide these fuckers. You assume they've got loyalty. And I'm sitting there trying to put this on a, what were they, like year 5, 6s? Like a 10-year-old's, 11-year-old's mental level discussion. I'm sitting there trying to have this discussion. I'm going, look, dude, it's noble to try and cover and protect someone, but at the same time, you got to ask yourself what you're protecting, because these fuckers will get you in trouble and they'll drag you down with them. And I'm sitting there having a discussion about, you know, what if one of these fuckers as an adult murders someone, but you're an accessory to murder because you're trying to fucking hide what they've done for them because you're loyal to them. It's and they'll let you take the fall. That's what they do, because they got no fucking moral compass. And this kid, while I could see that he's a cute little, well, I say a cute little kid, he's built like a brick wall, but I could see what kind of a person he could be if he just didn't try and be this bad boy bullshit. Bad boys don't grow up. They become criminals, they get incarcerated, it wastes their time, their energy, their resources, their life is wasted when it could be doing something more productive. Something way better, helpful. We need them. But we need them in a different way than what they're willing to do. We don't need them to perpetuate this mindset that people need to be bad boys and they need to do wrong to be tough and all this shit. We need them as protectors of the ones that are getting fucked over, which is why you see so many ex-bikie members and things like that become advocates for anti-bullying and anti-domestic violence and stuff like that. It's because that is their original role. Back in the God knows when, these people were the ideal soldiers because they were essentially meat sacks with a vicious tendency. It's like, we need these fuckers. You got your quarterbacks, who are like thin needles that go in through the crowd, but you got the meat sacks who go in and just plow through, and we needed them. But these days there's no call for them really, so they take their aggression out in other ways, like criminal activities, joining bikie gangs. There's big fucking guys, and they've got that mindset to be soldiers, warriors kind of things, but they're just using it wrong. The incentive there is to join it for a sense of communal. Maybe they've all been outcast as kids, and so now joining a gang, it gives them a sense of solidarity and acceptance, which is fair play. I can understand where they're coming from that. These are like ex-bullies and shit, or people that got picked on and now needs a feeling of safety, so they join a club. Or maybe the crime side of it appeals to them and they feel protected in that group. Hello, policey ban person. Oh shit, I was doing 80. He didn't turn, we're fine. You can't turn on this curve. But you know, they're looking for that validation externally as well, and they're looking for the protection, and maybe, you know, the life of crime pays well monetarily wise, but if you get caught, you're fucked. So these are all the things I'm trying to discuss with one of these, you know, 11-year-old kids. I'm going, this doesn't work out, Timmy. Chances are you're going to get shot, and we live in an area where there are a fuckload of bikies, so you don't want to go in this way. You don't want to go this way. But, you know, he's this one little Chihuahua teacher has it in for him, apparently, and I'm sitting there discussing this with him. I'm going, you know what? You're year 6, you're going to be gone next year. This bitch is gone. You're not going to have to worry about her. If you can just ride out the next how many months, keep your head down, you'll have a clean record by the time you get to high school, and that shit won't travel with you. I'm trying to... It's like, come on, guys, get your shit together. But because of the friends he's hanging around with, they're little shits. And they're smaller than him, but because he's like the biggest and the tank of the group, he takes the hit. He's the biggest, he's the one that stands out the most. So this little Chihuahua teacher is going, this little fucker's causing it. It's like, no, just because he's the biggest doesn't mean he's the instigator. It's the little Chihuahua crackhead, the little kid that does it. He's just the fall guy, because he looks like he could do some damage. Realistically, he's quite honourable if you sit and have a chat with him. But because he looks like a thug, he's been typecast as a thug, so he takes the fall. It's horrible, because I'm like, if this guy was directed towards the right people, with the right circumstances that were supportive of him actually achieving something, he'd be fucking good at something like rugby, or because he's a leader as well. He's not just a, you know, like a fall guy, a little, what I call one of the little weedy bitches. He's like, this little fucker. And it's always like a kid with a rat tail and bug teeth, and you're like, you little fucker, you're getting this guy in trouble. You know, you can typecast kids. I've done it before. I love them, but I'm watching the dynamics of how they interact with each other, and there's no fucking loyalty when it comes to bullying groups. It's fucked up. That's why I got a soft spot for the at-risk kids, because they always get fucked over by their own. I was thinking, dude, why do you hang around them? Why do you hang around them? They're only going to get you in shit, and you fucking know it, but you've got this like false allegiance to a bunch of fuckwits. What is it? Cat Williams says? I love him so much so far. All the shit he's been saying. It's like, you have a natural allegiance to losers. You have a natural allegiance to losers. I'm going, there's a lot of that. But part of that is also trying to be the nice person about these losers. Maybe you feel sorry for them or something. You want to lighten their load a bit in a Samwise Gamgee kind of way. Because he was a big fucker compared to Frodo. There's an analogy for you. But realistically, if they're dragging you into shit, shitting on you and getting you in trouble, and you're, you know, tainted by association that way, it's not a good thing to hang around these fuckers. Let them get shit on their own. Especially the little rat-tailed crackhead that's keep bouncing around. Stop trying to protect these people that are dragging you down. Oh, fuck. I love my kids. Anyway, they're a bit thick, you know, but it's only through experience and possibly even, oh, that's a nice vintage car. It's only through experience that you kind of learn these things, that, you know, not everyone's loyal to you. They might want to hang around you, but they'll hang around you so much as they are protected, or they feel protected, or you're the fall guy, or they can get something out of you, or, you know, you're willing to have, you know, give them external validation for their actions and protect them. As long as the status quo is maintained, these fuckers will ride with you, but only so far. Excuse me, I'm dying. Not really. Anyway. But they're so young and naive at this age, they think that sticking with these assholes is gonna get them the protection they crave. He was talking about how his mum doesn't give a fuck that he gets in trouble anymore. She just goes with it as long as he's not expelled. And I'm sitting there going, your mum has set the bar so fucking low that she doesn't care if you're physically, emotionally, psychologically hurt. That's not a good sign. Your mom's given up on you. You need to, like, the very best scenario as an adult, if anyone's got that kind of parent where they just don't give a fuck anymore, the best thing you can do is go back after you've built up your life, outdone them, and shove it up their ass. I mean, that's the best thing you can do, because clearly they didn't recognize the quality of you when they had you. That's like, this is a nice kid. He's just realistically, and it's cliche, hanging out with the wrong people, the ones that keep getting him in shit. And it's so cliche. It's a typecast. You're an archetype at this point. If you carry on this way, it is predictable where you're going. And he was open about it. He's in the go, I'm just probably going to get in jail when I grow up. I'm going, well, knowing that you know that now, why don't you just stop? Change your friends, hang out with someone else. It's these fuck ups that are going to fuck up your life now. And this is in the seed position of your life. You can totally change your fucking soil at this point. But he doesn't want to. Because it's maybe familiar. Because this is the kids in his group. He's got 3 boys in his group that are in his class. They all sit together. I'm sitting there going, you are setting yourself up for a fall, bro. But again, email. But you know, we got to pick and choose your soils, man. If you're choosing to, you know, germinate in shit soil, and it's a choice at this point because there are so many different kinds of kids in that classroom and that school that you can just choose to be. There's the best time to be choosing your soil because there's so many different groups that could affect. When you get to an adult, you kind of picked a path already and you're heading towards. It takes a significant break in patterns to change your lifestyle choices. Sometimes you have to move house, you have to move social groups, you have to ditch your shitty ex-partners, you have to do all this extra stuff, rearrange your circumstances, your financial circumstances. If you got kids, you have to consider that shit. You know, there's so many things as an adult that you have to change and snap off and rip out and just to get your life back on track to something that's healthy. That is fucked up. It's like, if you can nip it in the bud now when you're a kid, do it. Fuck. But again, you can change at any point. So there's no point just sitting in misery and saying, this is my lot. And that's part of the healing process and all part of recovery. Sorry, I had to check what the fuck my topic was. You know? So that's part of recovery as well. You're going to have a lot of fucked up events. Normally, I say normally, it has been normalized that you will suffer a lot of fucked up events in your adult life. You need to be able to roll with those punches. Recovery is being able to take that shit, put in means to heal wounds if you can. You must and you should. Find ways to reduce any kind of pain that could be coming. And you know, find means and ways to get out of the shit situation in which you found yourself. When you go through anything like divorce, recovery is paramount, or it should be, because there's no going back after that. Some people get back together, but it's never going to be the same. If it's been something horrible like infidelity or, you know, like abuse, physical abuse or something like that, psychological, mental abuse, even though you go back to that person, it's not the same person you fell in love with. The circumstances have changed. You are now exhibiting, you know, or experiencing scar tissue, but you've decided to say, this person is worth my time and effort. Why is that bike there? So I will try and make this work, but realistically it's not going to work. You're hoping that it works. You're hoping that they've changed, but this is that person, so you're just going to have to accept this is that person. Possibly cut ties because they're a piece of shit and move on. You don't get to pick and choose how someone is. You do get to pick and choose whether you choose to stay with them and interact with them and carry on in the same way. I can tell you now, they're not going to change. If they are not compatible with you at the start, but you're thinking, oh, that's just different and opposites attract and all that shit. No. From experience, I've done that. I'm sitting there going, here's a person who's opposite to me. It could be great. It could be, because we'll complement each other. But the thing is, they've got toxic shit and you might not have toxic shit. They might have a drug addiction. You don't do drugs at all. They might drink heavily. You don't drink. It's, you know, it's that compromise in the middle that could potentially drag you down. Part of psychological recovery. Like if you're coming from a background like I did, of poverty and parental interaction, which caused, sorry, I'm following my map as well, which caused trauma and already worked on trauma that already pre-existed there. So, for example, I got, why you got my ass, dude? I've got ASD. I've already got a predisposition to certain quirks and traits, which potentially could work against me in educational spheres, in social interactions and stuff like that. I had the type of parents who worked on those traits and manipulate them to make them useful to them, not useful to me, because it set me up for a fall later in life when I ended up with my ex-husband and my ex-boyfriend. Part of the recovery for that scenario is unlearning all the shit that they sort of manipulated and controlled and coerced you to do. If you've listened to that podcast on coercion I did, you'd understand how fucked up that is. People can manipulate you into doing things, and before you know it, you've taken on this whole persona, this lifestyle, these set of events that you didn't really think you would take on to begin with, but you've done it because they've sort of, snaked their way in and said, oh, it's going to be okay, trust me. You ever watch that Jungle Book? I hate the movie, but the Jungle Book, that's the cartoon one, and it's got the snake, and he's got the eyes, and it's trust in me. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, you remind me too much of my ex-boyfriend. And then the tiger's like stomps on his head. It's like, I ain't got time for this. That's healing. That's recovery. That's saying, I know these traits. I know the adverse effect they're going to have on me. I'm not doing this. And you will at times have a big fuck it moment. You want to feel sorry for them. They might send you little emojis, little sad faces and shit like that, and you sit there and think, emoji equal to you cheating on me, or emoji equal to you coercively raping me. Is it worth me feeling sorry for you? No, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't. I really don't. In fact, you brought this on yourself. And that's a bit heartless. But it's also setting up boundaries to protect yourself, and knowing that if I ever met up with that guy again, the first thing he's going to do is, let's go get a coffee. Oh, let's go get a drink. Let's go get lunch. Oh, you're too drunk. You better come to my house. And then, oh, by the way, your panties fell off. What the fuck? It's like recovery's knowing the sequence of events that are going to harm you and working against them. So I will never meet up with him again. I will never contact him again. That is a severe and strict boundary that I've had to put in place. Now, normally I'm a soft-cock person when it comes to people. I like the niceness. I'm a maintainer. I'm a soft person. I like to have the niceness. I was taught if you're nice to people, you get nice back. But at the same time, recovery is setting up boundaries to protect yourself, because sometimes we're too fucking nice. Even if you've been faking it to make shit go. They say fake it to make it. I never faked being nice. I don't like fake, because it confuses people, confuses me. So I just don't bother faking it. If I don't like you, you'll know it. If I like you, you'll know it. If I want to do certain particular things to you, you might find out, in a good way or a bad way. But generally, I don't hide shit. I don't like it because it's dishonest. It's dishonorable. It confuses the fuck out of everyone, and it's too much like mind games. So there's no way in hell I would bother making contact with certain types of people. Like some places I work for, I will not go back to, because part of my recovery of being a people pleaser, because my parents set me up for it. There's a lot of people that have been set up for being a people pleaser. Some of the schools I won't go back to because I'm being too nice. They treat you like shit. They overload you work-wise. They'll be, smiling. Like I turned up to work yesterday. Oh, you're sick. Oh, that's so sad. Are you okay? Here's your workload. Here's some more duties. Here's some extra shit. There'll be someone else that'll come grab you. It's like, oh, can I grab you for this? And on your break time. In a day, I get about 20 minutes to eat, piss, and defrazz my brain. And there's always some asshole, because you're a nice person, that will come find you and take your time off you. And you can't. I would love to tell them to fuck off. I would love to, but it's unprofessional apparently. And I emphasize the word apparently. But I would love to. I'm sitting there going, dude, I get 20 minutes in a day. In an 8-hour day, I got 20 minutes to myself. Most of the time, the kids are late going out to recess or lunch. So you got less than 20 minutes. And I got some fucker on my break coming and telling me, I need to talk to you for a second. You don't. text me. Text me in class time when it's not my time. And other than that, fuck off. So you'd love to say that. I mean, we all fucking would, because these fuckers take the piss out of your niceness. Even the kids take the piss out of your niceness, like with the muesli bar incident, because they know I won't kick off. I just whatever, dude, your kids. But they'll test the boundaries. You might get an ex coming back saying, oh, can we meet up for something? Oh, I still miss you. Oh, it's like they'll test the boundaries. They'll prod and prod and prod until they find a way in, and that's how you get coercive rape. And they don't seem to want to take no for an answer. So you've got to set yourself up to the level where they don't even get a chance to fuck you over. That's the problem. Don't make that the standard of how you interact with everyone, though, but particular people, particular examples. They create their own fucking problems, and then they blame you for your reaction. It's like, why aren't you going with this? Why aren't you letting me do stuff to you? Why won't you come out for drinks? Oh, you don't like us anymore. You know what I didn't understand is boundaries as well. Like, I don't like being touched, but you'll still get these fuckheads that turn around and say, where's my hug? And I say, I don't fucking know. Fuck off and find it. That's what I've got to start saying as well, because it's cornering someone to have to reciprocate something they don't want to fucking do in the first place, and it's creepy, and it makes my skin crawl. But you get so many people that assume they can just sort of force these things on you, and you just have to go with it out of politeness. Utter bullshit. Tell them to fuck off. I don't want you touching me. I don't want anyone touching me, to be honest, unless I'm banging them. So, or they're a kid. I don't mind kids hugging me and shit. But this forced politeness and formality gets up my ass as well. It's like, you have to be nice to these people, even though they're stabbing you in the back, behind your back. But you don't want to be the asshole of the group, so you kind of just go with whatever they're doing socially or something like that, even though they're ragging you off behind your back as soon as you go up for a pint or a piss. It's like, you got to set those boundaries. Healing is saying, or recovery is saying, this is shit. This is not good enough for me. I'm not doing this. Fuck this. And leaving. And you need to be able to protect yourself from that. And that's just psychological, emotional shit. And that can be transferred to anything. Like my family, for example, pretty toxic. Well, my parents are toxic. My siblings are neutral. I have to put severe boundaries in place with my parents. Otherwise, they will find a way to exploit my niceness and this slight prevalence of conditioning they put in place from my childhood. For example, when I go down to their farm, they will still try to pull the, can you just, as soon as I get there, it's like, can you just do this for me? No, I came here to see you. I came here to see you and try to form any kind of fucking familiar ties with you. But every time I come here, you're asking me to do shit. It's like, no, I just want to get to know you. So I don't know anything really about my parents as an individual in their own right, because they see me as a workhorse or as a mule or as a form of service. And that they conditioned me to do since I was a kid. And that's why I'm a people pleaser, and why I'm a perfectionist and a constant want to fix things person, even though some things are unfixable. Because I got these fuckers in the back of my head saying, can you just? Why aren't you just? Shouldn't you just? Fuck off, dude. These people don't want to recognize that you are human and you might be fucking exhausted. You're just in life exhausted with these fuckers as well. It's like, and when you react, you've got to the point where you're so fucking tired of their shit. Your reaction, whether it's just a silent withdrawal of energy or if it's an outburst, an angry, frustrated outburst, they'll laugh and they'll paint you the asshole for reacting. And I tell you what, someone pushes your buttons enough, an angry outburst is absolutely fine. Verbal, psychological, just don't physically hurt them. Just have your little tantrum if you need to, but leave. Don't stay to see if it gets better. It's fucked up, it won't. They have now found your trigger, your button. They'll keep pressing it. They'll see how far they can press it until you crack again. And it becomes like a fucking game. That's a toxic relationship. And relationships have that, if I stay long enough it proves that I love them. It's like, no, they have found your button, dude. Fucking leave. They want to fucking hurt you. They get a kick out of it. They're enjoying it. They're having a right good old fucking time. And the more times you allow them to press that button, the harder they're gonna pump on it. It's fucking ridiculous. Some people are just fucking sadistic that way. People don't want to recognize that this button exists at all sometimes. They just brush it under the rug. I did it a lot, particularly with my ex-boyfriend. I kept forgiving him, and I'm sitting there going, you're doing wrong things, you're doing things that are counterintuitive to any kind of stability or building intimacy in this relationship. And that's putting it fucking lightly. And I kept coming back. And people sitting there going, why do I keep coming back? And I'm sitting there going, because I won't admit there's this fucking huge red button that this fucker has access to. And I keep letting him fucking press it. Because I keep trying to see this good in this person, that he's a good person and he's just got a few issues and it'll be fine in the end. But to be honest, he was lying about any kind of change, because he never actually did change. He never changed. He kept promising he would. He kept saying, oh, this is a problem, or he would just blatantly ignore it and then keep going. I'm going, these are issues, fuckwad. These are real significant problems. They're going to fuck up the relationship. And in the end, I had to let go. I'm going, this is not going to get fixed anytime soon. You don't even give a fuck if we do fix it or not, as long as you get laid and drunk. Fuck this, I'm out. Fuck this. This is not an investment. This is a void. It was ridiculous to say. It was completely illogical, and he kept saying, you're too emotional, why don't you use your logic? So I did in the end. I fucking bounced, bitch. I'm not staying with that shit. Fuck you. I will use my logic. It seems you are illogically unqualified for this position, cunt. Excuse my French. But it was hilarious that he assumed I would stay. I don't. People are arrogant in that regard. One of the perks of recovery is being able to shove it up their ass. He's like, nope. Because you are playing on my abandonment wounds. I'm not gonna do it. You think that using the scarcity principle and breadcrumbing me attention when I crave intimacy in a relationship and a solid foundation for building a future on, because you think you can do that I will keep coming running. I forgave you the first couple of times. After that, you're just an asshole. It's like, no, I can see an asshole for an asshole. Doesn't matter how many times you bleach it, that fucker's an asshole. I'm going. Bye. People don't want to recognize what they are in the end. It's like, how could you say I'm an asshole? If it looks, talks, and acts like one, if it covers itself in shit, I guess it is one. That's gross. Sorry. I know that was a weird metaphor, but it's just poignant. So, part of the recovery is backing up when you can, and you're recognizing the problem that's going to come. You got hindsight, you got foresight, you know what's coming. The same patterns are going to re-emerge, maybe in a different format where it's actually fucking worse, and you're going to be surprised. Well, you shouldn't be surprised because you've known this person this long so far. When the same shit comes up again, don't be surprised. You signed up to this shit show. This is the person you've chosen to be with. If you choose to be with an asshole, be prepared for asshole antics. Be prepared for them trying to paint over it with kind words every now and again, or giving you a false sense of security, and it's ridiculous. Like, one of the things that stood out with my ex-boyfriend is at the start of the relationship, when he was still in that love bombing phase, and I was trying to talk to him about what had happened with my divorce and why I was not quite emotionally stable, because I'm still healing from that shit and I didn't understand what was going on and all the extra psych bits. He said it was not my fault. He held me, hugged me, said, oh, it's not your fault. That was about the height of intimacy I had with him. And then after that, it went down. It's like, after that, he started starting arguments. Oh, get off. Actively participating in behaviors that would undermine any kind of formulation of trust. He didn't care. He got what he wanted. He thought he had me locked in. And he started to devalue me. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is exactly what the last one did. Plus violent sex. So if you think I'm going to fucking stay for this, you are fucking dreaming. There's nothing here to stay for. Unless I enjoy being abused. Now, your exes might have enjoyed being abused because they got fucking psych issues, but my psych issues, significantly fucking different, I can assure you. I am not staying for this shit. Grow up or fuck off. I'm not, I'm tired of being a people pleaser and being the nice person. I'm damaged, but damaged in a good way, to the point where I now stand up for myself because I've been punched in the face that many fucking times. I'm like, nah, I don't have to take this. You start setting up boundaries because it fucking hurts. And it's perfectly fine and perfectly legit. Absolutely put those fucking boundaries up. Not with everyone, just with the fucker that did it. I didn't do it with everyone. I'm still open to another relationship. Oh my god, it's a dog like Beethoven. Puppy. Oh, he's so scrunchy. I am perfectly open to another relationship, but it would be on my fucking terms at this point. I'm not just going to airbrush shit out of the picture. If you've got some shifty shit, I will call you on it. If I feel that this is not going anywhere, I will definitely fucking call you on it. I will end time early if you show me no signs of commitment. I'm not doing this fucking let's see how far the game goes to the end shit. And it's intimidating to some guys because they want you to go for that shit. They want you to take their shit and just accept me as I am. It's like, bullshit, motherfucker. I ain't doing that. Fuck you. I ain't taking the shit bit. Legit. And it's like, guys do it too. You don't have to take that shit from anyone. Anyone. If it doesn't match what you want to do in life, if their values don't match, because you got a bunch of girls these days that are like, well, guys fucked us over, so I'm going to fuck the next one over too. If they are pulling that shit, legit, you can fucking leave. I don't understand this tit for tat shit where someone will get cheated on and they'll cheat back. I'm sitting there going, clearly this person is not above standard issue relationship material. You can fucking leave as soon as they cheat. You don't have to stay to degrade yourself. It's like, what is this doing? You don't get one over on someone by devaluing yourself and passing yourself around like a cheap treat. What is this? Tit for tat doesn't fucking work. At least be the cleaner person and leave when they fucked up, because you know that you didn't. It's fucking stupid. It's immature as well, because you put yourself in danger, health-wise, mentally, psychologically, because you've just free-handed yourself around because you felt insecure about some asshole making you feel less than, even though clearly they are less than. Because it's like, it's not you, darling. It's them. It is so them. It's so fucking them. They can't handle commitment. They don't want to handle commitment. Too much like a big boy project, right? Fucking retards. Anyway, and I find it hilarious because we keep trying to forgive them. I'm like, don't. If it was murder, if it was rape, we wouldn't forgive them. We'd send them to prison. If it was a certain particular country where they did murder or rape, they'd probably be executed for it. We should start seeing people for the acts they are willing to commit, assuming that they know the consequences, they do it anyway. They know they know that you are going to leave or get angry or something if they pull that shit. They do it anyway. They have already pre-decided they're going to do this, and fuck you. So don't forgive them. Just ignore them. Leave. And when they come begging because they're broke as fuck and no one likes them because they've either fucked and fucked over every person they've ever interacted with, fuck them. You can set up that boundary. If you are not there to heal them, they have to heal themselves. This is their job. They are grown-ass adults. Your recovery should not be at risk because they can't fucking put the time in with their healing. Not your job. Absolutely not your job to put up with their shit. If they want to act like an asshole, they're not even looking towards any kind of fixing their life up. They will lie about it, cover it up, just so you can keep the pretense going that this might be going somewhere. You can absolutely fucking leave. They are a fucking liar. They're not staying for the long haul. They are staying as long as you put up with their shit. Stop enabling. That's the hardest part of recovery as a people pleaser, is trying to get people in the right compartment that they are willing to exist in. Now, if they were willing to change and put in the effort and the time and commitment to better their lives and stick with it in an honorable way, then you can move them up the scale of their compartment. But chances are they're just trying to lie to get what they want without actually changing, putting the work in. Shitheads that want shit for free without working for it. No, fuck you. Everyone else is working. Get off your ass and do something. Fucking do something. Most of the time they want you to pay for your shit anyway, or their shit. It's a lifestyle choice. It's not even just relationships. It's a fucking gold digger lifestyle choice. Shit. Gives me the fucking shits. Because no one should have to wipe your ass for you. You're an adult. Past 18, you're an adult. You're on your fucking own. But I need you to... No, you are not a child. I'm not a child. Nobody wipes my ass. Why do you get the free fucking ride? No, nobody gets the free fucking ride. The only people in this world that get the free fucking ride are 18 and below. And that's why they have kids, not adults. That's why they have no real voting rights, driving rights, drinking rights, because they are kids. What are these kids doing? Don't know. What are they doing? You know, but these fuckers, 40-year-old people, 25-year-old people, still trying to pull the, I don't know what I'm doing, I need help, I need someone to do it for me fucking sympathy vote. And it's like, no, I'm just side-eyeing these fuckers from now on, because it's like, you know better. You know better. You're still looking for that fucking handout. No, I will emotionally support you while you change, while you reach for your life goals, while you progress along your path of recovery yourself, but I'm not going to undermine my fucking recovery waiting for you to grow the fuck up. And you got to take that hard line with them, because they will take the piss. And in a weakened state, while you're trying to recover as well, they will take the piss more, because they can. They assume because you're recovering, because you need time to yourself to heal, to deal with your mental fucking issues, that they can just lie and bullshit and get away with it. No, if these people are undermining you, making your mental health worse, and mine did, if they're making it worse, I became this person when I was with my ex-boyfriend. I didn't even fucking recognize. I never argued. Spent 16 years with my ex-husband, never fucking argued. 2.5 years on and off with this fucked on. Non-stop arguing, and it was always something he fucking did that was like cheating or misogyny or being sexist or, you know, some bigoted bullshit. Whereas a human being, this is a fucked up thing to do. Why are you doing it in a relationship and expecting me to just sit with it? It's like, how flawed were your ex-girlfriends that they tolerated this shit? I am not that kind of person. I will not tolerate this shit. You act like an asshole, you're out on your ass. No. It's like, I'm too old for this shit. Too old. It's like raising another kid. I'm not re-raising some other woman's fucking failed relationship. It's like, no. Pick your shit up. It doesn't make it frustrating, no. Re-raising people. And it's not just the guys, it's the girls as well. There are girls that are infantilized. The fuckers that want the princess treatment. It's like, princess treatment doesn't exist. It shouldn't fucking exist. You're an adult female. Get a job. Get a life. Stop expecting people to wipe your ass for you. It infantilizes them. And to be honest, it leans towards pedophilia. If you want a girl so submissive that you're having to do everything for her like a child, you are positing her as a child in your life. Are you gonna fuck a child? What is wrong with you? No. It's like, they will lead into that kind of flattery side of things, that I want to look after you kind of shit. It's like, no, what they want to do is control and manipulate you by flattering your ego, because you're already halfway there to a narcissist with this entitled generation of fucking Gen Zers, partly millenniums as well. They're playing on that. They are hoping you take the easy way out so they can control you. It's fucking obvious. Why is no one getting this? Crazy. And then someone's going to turn around and go, oh, you're just bitter because no one will do it for you. It's like, I don't want someone to do it for me. I would take it as a gross insult if someone said, let me pay for you. I'm like, no, I am a capable adult. I know my shit. I'm probably doing better than you, quite frankly. And I will do my own shit. I'm not being controlled by someone else ever fucking again. If you want to get into my panties, dude, you're going to have to be a good fucking person. And I mean that to the core. No amount of buying me dinner or buying me jewelry or shit like that. The princess treatment, opening doors for me and shit, is going to get you into my pants. Grow up. It's like, how insecure are you that you need to do that? It's ridiculous. It's like, the only way I can garner this support and attention of a female, and I do say female because I don't give a shit. I don't think it's misogynist. I am literally a female. It's not dehumanizing. People are weird about terms. Is to pay for them and buy them stuff and bribe them into my presence. It's no. No, be there because you're worth being with as a person, as a human fucking being. Stop expecting these fuckers to be bought. If they are willing to accept that princess treatment is the only way forward, then either your personality fucking sucks as a human being, possible, some people aren't trying these days, or they are gold digging their fucking way into your life. And you will perpetually be in debt if you cannot uphold that particular living of standards. They might not like you. They don't necessarily have emotional attachment to you, but because you gave them the princess treatment, of course they're going to fucking stay for a free meal. It would be lovely to win the lotto. Doesn't mean it's sustainable. Doesn't mean you don't have to sell your soul to do it. As a so-called female that would be, posed as a princess, no, I wouldn't accept it in any case. But at the same time, it's like it demeans us and our capabilities. We are capable adults. We have a brain. We know what we're doing. We are very capable women. It is anti-feminism to the nth degree. It's saying you fuckers are weak, so you need to get someone to look after you. It's like we might be physically weaker than you, biologically speaking, but I tell you what, we're fucking sharp up there. Don't put us in that shit. We'll rip you open. It's like, don't. It's degrading. You've just found another way to degrade us by flattering us. And the dumb ones will go for it too, because they're like, yeah, fuck it, free ride. Either that or the really smart ones will go for it because they're like, oh yeah, free ride, dumb guy. Don't do it. Recognizing your worth is part of the recovery. I'm going to go off on a tangent again if I don't start, and I've got to go to work. Ew, some grandma just flashed me. Oh, she needs a lower dress. There was a breeze. It was terrifying. So my life flashed between my eyes. All right, so recovery is knowing your worth and who you are, what you're willing to sit for and stand for, and don't take shit from fucking anyone. Don't. If they play on your mental health because they can and you let them, then it's time to leave. Don't take that shit. They will see your kindness as a weakness. That's another sign to fucking leave. If you keep taking them back, you're enabling them to be an asshole. Time to leave. There are so many ways they could fuck up. The thing is to set your boundaries if they don't change. If they don't hint towards changing, and they probably won't, leave. I'm not saying just dump everyone because they're mildly inconvenience you. I'm talking about some heavy sustained damage you've been taking on because some fucker doesn't want to do the right thing. That's all I'm saying. Everybody's got quirks. Everybody's different. Everybody's got mental damage. Everyone. No one is immune to it. Everyone's got a mental issue. That does not mean you take it out on your partner. If you find yourself arguing with your partner, if they're finding some kind of joy in having a little stab at you while you're with them, that's abuse. You can leave. It should be a very easy, free-flowing relationship where you get along and you work on joint projects together. You are two independent individuals in a particular context. If you're a monogamist, of course, some people go the other way. I can't do it. It's insane to me. Sounds like too many cooks in the kitchen and a very exploitative situation, but fuck it, I'm a monogamist. You should be able to stand your own ground, hold your own worth, and be able to contribute equally to the arrangement. It's not a case of, I need the princess treatment, wipe my ass, daddy, and call me mummy, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the arrangement is. I find it degrading. I'll call someone daddy, but not for that. Now, different question, different topic. But no, hold your own. I mean, I suppose that's part of the kink, really, because I'm so... I don't depend on anyone, so if I did call you daddy... No, anyway. It would be a kink. Anyway, I've got to leave it there. It's Friday, Freya's Day. Okay, you don't have to take people's shit. Allow your recovery to occur, even if you have to isolate from people. It's worth it. You don't have to take their shit. No one does. No one has to take their shit. And the more they shit over people and have them stay, the more it enables them to act like assholes. You don't have to do that. No way. No, fuck them. Say it with me. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck that bitch. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I'm heavily caffeinated and I've got to go and teach year 5s now. I hope it's a fantastic Friday. I hope my flu goes away. I'm still going to be working on the weekend anyway because that's what I do. I like working on my business. Have a good one and take it easy.